This is Colin Goble. This video demonstration shows you how to use some debugging techniques and facilities in VisualStudio.net. The program I'm using here is the password program we've looked at before. The idea of the program is the user has to enter a password which happens to be preset to secret. And they have 3 attempts to do this. I'll just run the program and remind you of how it works. So we'll start the program. We'll enter a bad password. We'll try again. The third time we'll get the password correct. It's secret. Hit the enter key. It's correct. And we'll enter Q to quit. Okay, so if you remember, the essence of the code was a loop here, a while loop, which continues all the time the user doesn't enter the password and doesn't enter the letter Q to quit, and all the time that the number of failures is less than 3. After 3 failures, we also terminate the program and tell the user that they've been unable to log in. So let's assume for some reason when we haven't been able to get this program to work quite correctly, and let's assume that we're not sure why. Okay, one of the features we have at our disposal is to put a breakpoint at any point in the code. Let's put a breakpoint right here. I'm going to select this line. I'm going to right-click on that line, and I'm going to insert a breakpoint. Notice that the little red dot shows up here. So what this means is, when we run the program now, if I run it in debug mode, I'm going to start it. Same as we did before, we'll start the program. The program is going to ask us to enter the secret password. I'll enter something that isn't correct. I'll minimize that for a moment because what I want you to notice is the program is now halted. Let's move that over there. The program is now halted right here at this line, right at the while statement where I put the breakpoint. It's like the program is now suspended. It's in a state of suspended animation. And you may notice that at this point we can take a look at the values in our local variables down here. This is a very cool facility of Visual Studio. The current value of failures is equal to 1 because we initialized it to 1 right here. The current value of line is this strange string, which is what I typed in. And the current value of the variable reply is, in fact, uninitialized because we haven't set the variable called reply to anything. In fact, it is not even declared until down here. So at this instant in time, failures is equal to 1 and line is equal to that string there. Okay, now if we go to the debug menu, there are several things we can do. One of the things we can do is step out, and I won't do this, but if we were to step out, the program would continue to operate at full speed. We would no longer be running the program in slow motion, and we would step out essentially of debugging mode. In particular, we'd step out of debugging this procedure. If we were to step into, we would wind up stepping into what I consider to be a bunch of dog doo-doo. I use that jokingly, but oftentimes we'll step into Microsoft code and other code that we may not have written, and single stepping through code that we haven't written and don't understand is not likely to be very helpful. In fact, it's going to be very frustrating. So generally speaking, the command that we're going to want is step over. Think of it as stepping over doo-doo on the sidewalk. Okay. If we step over here, the program is now halted right here at the very next statement, which is going to increment failures by 1. We'll step over one more time. We've now incremented failures. Notice the value of failures has changed to 2, and it's in red to indicate that it's changed. And we're about to execute this statement, which outputs the message incorrect. All right, we'll step over one more time. If I open this now, you'll see that the message has been displayed. If I single step one more time, and this time I'm going to do it here, it's the same thing. I'm going to step over on the button bar. The program is now suspended, waiting for me to enter my input. Let's put in some more erroneous, another erroneous string. Let's type in here, I don't know, second try. At this point, you might notice that line contains the value second try because we read from standard input into the variable line, and the program has now reached the bottom of the loop. I'm going to step over again. The flow of control goes back to the top of the loop, and now we ask whether line is not equal to password and line is not equal to Q, and failures is less than 3. Well, line is not equal to password, line is not equal to Q, and 2 is less than 3. So we'll execute the loop again. We'll step over. We're going to increment failures by 1. I'll step over that. Failures now goes to 3. I'm going to execute the next line. Once again, you'll see that the prompt has appeared on the screen. I'm going to read the user's response. We'll open this. This time, for example, I'm going to type Q. I'm going to quit. Okay. So at this point, we've got to the bottom of the loop right here. Failures has reached 3. The line contains the letter Q, and reply, by the way, is still blank. Let's go on and step over again. We'll go back to the loop, goes back to the while statement. This point, line is equal to Q. So when I execute the next statement, the flow of control skips over the body of the while statement. We go to the next statement here. We're going to ask if line is equal to password. Well, it isn't because it's equal to Q. So we'll skip over again. We'll step over. Now we're going to ask if line is equal to Q. Well, yes, it is. The value of line is the string Q. It's equal to the string Q. We'll step over again. At this point, we're going to output the word goodbye. So we'll do that. We'll step over again. I open this. You'll see the string goodbye has been displayed on the screen. At this point, we're going to step over again. This is an else, so we're going to skip right over the else because we did this statement here. And now we're going to output the message enter Q to quit. Let's look at that. Here we go. Enter Q to quit. We're going to ask the user to enter their reply. So we'll do that. Enter Q. And now what happens? The flow of control has reached the end of the program. We're going to return 0. We're going to step over that statement. We'll step over again. And now, by the way, we're in all this dog doo-doo that I talked about. This is because we've gone into Microsoft code. So the right thing to do at this point is to step out of the doo-doo. We'll do that. And if we're lucky, we step out enough times, the program will terminate. So that's the end of the demonstration. Thank you for your attention.